Have you ever felt that life is meaningless? Feel that what you are doing will be worthless or that God is dead? Nihilism is an understanding that believes that all values are meaningless. That means where actually there is no meaning and value in this life that applies to humans. This notion is often associated with radical skepticism or extreme pessimism.
Hello, buenas noches. ¿Cómo estás? Un poco cansado. Hello, my name is Fachrizal Ramadhan. I'm a student in Sman Colomadu. I'm currently class 10.9, class 10 but in room 9, and I'm here tonight to read the biography of a controversial philosopher in the 19th century, and his name was Wilhelm Friedrich Nietzsche. And let's get to the point. So, who was Friedrich Nietzsche? In his brilliant but relatively brief career, Friedrich Nietzsche published numerous major works of philosophy, including 1. Twilight of the Idols, and thus spoke Zarathustra. In the last decade of his life, he suffered from insanity and died on August 25. August 25 on year 1900. His writing on individuality and morality in contemporary civilization influenced many major thinkers and writers of the 20th century. Early years. Friedrich Wilhelm Nietzsche was born on October 15, 1944 in Rocken bei Lusen, a small village in Prussia. Nowadays it's in present day it's a part of Germany. His father, Karl Ludwig Nietzsche, was a Lutheran preacher. He died when Nietzsche was 4 years old. Nietzsche and his younger sister, Elizabeth, were raised by their mother, Franziska. Education. Nietzsche attended a private preparatory school in Naumburg and then received a classical education at the prestigious Schulfrutta School. After graduating in 1864, he attended the University of Bonn for 2 semesters. He transferred to the University of Leipzig, where he studied philology, a combination of literature, linguistics, and history. He was strongly influenced by the readings of philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer. During his time in Leipzig, he began a friendship with the composer Richard Wagner, where music he greatly admired. Teaching and writing in the 1870s. In 1869, Nietzsche took a position as a professor of classical philology at the University of Basel in Switzerland. During his professorship, he published his first book, The Birth of Tragedy, 1872, and Human, All Too Human, 1878. He also began to distance himself from classical scholarship, as well as the teachings of Schopenhauer, and to take more interest in the values underlying modern-day civilization. By this time, his friendship with Wagner had deteriorated. Suffering from a nervous disorder, he resigned from his post at Basel in 1879. Literary and philosophical work of the 1880s. For much of the following decade, Nietzsche lived in seclusion, moving from Switzerland to France to Italy, when he was not staying at his mother's house in Hamburg. However, this was also a highly productive period for him as a thinker and writer. One of his most significant works, this book Zarathustra, was published in 4 volumes between 1883 and 1885. He also wrote Beyond Good and Evil, published in 1886, The Genealogy of Moral, 1887, and Twilight of the Idols, 1888. In these works of the 1880s, Nietzsche developed the central points of his philosophy. One of these was famous statement that God is dead, a rejection of Christianity as a meaningful force in contemporary life. Others were his endorsement of self-perfection through creative drives and a will to power, and his concept of a superman or overman, Übermensch, an individual who strives to exist beyond conventional categories of good and evil, master and slave. Later years than that, Nietzsche suffered a collapse in 1889 while living in Turin, Italy. The last decade of his life was spent in a state of mental incapacitation. The reason for his insanity is still unknown, although historians have attributed it to cause as varied as syphilis, an inherited brain disease, a tumor, and overuse of sedative drugs. After a stay in an asylum, Nietzsche was cared by his mother in Naumburg and his sister in Weimar, Germany. He died in Weimar on August 25, 1900. Legacy and influence. Nietzsche is regarded as a major influence on 20th century philosophy, theology, and art. His ideas on individuality, morality, and the meaning of existence contributed to the thinking of philosopher Martin Heidegger, Jacques Derrida, and Michael Foucault, Carl Jung, and Sigmund Freud, two of the founding figures of psychiatry, and writers such as Albert Camus, Jean-Paul Sartre, Thomas Mann, and Hermann Hesse. Less beneficially, certain aspects of Nietzsche's works were used by the Nazi Party of the 1930s until 40s as a justification for its activities. The selective and misleading use of his work has somewhat darkened his reputation for later and audience. That's the end of the biography for Wilhelm Nietzsche, and I want to read one of his quotes. Okay, one of his quotes say this: "There are no facts, only interpretations." By Friedrich Nietzsche. And that ends our video today, and I want to say thank you for watching whole this video, or maybe just a part, but thank you, still thank you. Thank you so much, and see you next time.